The answer is very obvious. Of course, they're of great importance because they definitely build the awareness of Ljubljana, they build the brand and the image of Ljubljana, and help us obviously attract other events that we would like to have here in Ljubljana. But what is actually of great importance to us is that when we did a survey on the among the participants of different events, of different business events in Ljubljana, we actually found out that really high number, which is 97% of participants had a high satisfaction with the event being held in Ljubljana and all the service and everything that goes along with it. And that means that we, through that, are getting a lot of high-quality ambassadors of the city to attract new events. Obviously, this type of tourism, or the industry rather, is one of the pillars that we are making on in Ljubljana Tourism and Ljubljana Convention Bureau, because we are one organization, colleagues are working together hand in hand. And like I said, this is one of the pillars, and that's why we are extremely happy that this year, 2018, is the record-breaking year for the number of events, having them here in Ljubljana since we got independent. That means since '91. We have 46 events that are larger of 500 participants, but out of them are over 1,500 participants, and obviously it's not, I mean, it's here on the spot also to say that we are aiming for the events that have between 500 and 2,000 participants. Larger than that, then you have to make a lot of balance, because the destination geographically wise is not as big, and we have to take into consideration the number of beds, obviously. Luckily we have two really good and great quality venues that are big enough, but then you have to take into consideration also local people, that because huge events also bring a lot of people to the city center, and then you have to balance that as well. Ljubljana Tourism and Ljubljana Convention Bureau is actually working very close with the faculties and also a university as such. We're very aware of the fact that a lot of knowledge is that, and we want to be a knowledge-based destination that would attract this type of events to the city, or this type of people. That's why we are actually nurturing the relationships with different professors, the ones that are really good in what they are researching for their work. And but the one thing that we are keen to start working on already next year, or rather starting this year and developing next year, is the ambassador program, which is not as developed yet in Ljubljana, but we really are aware of this importance, and we would like actually to give credit to everyone who helps us bringing these the different events to Ljubljana. Ljubljana is actually a destination that is awarded a lot of times in the, let's say, past 10 years, but or rather 7 to 6 years. Most standing out, obviously, the Ljubljana Green Capital title, Ljubljana Green Capital of 2016, which is also one of the strategic titles that help us bringing events to the city. But we are very not only active, but thinking in different dimensions. So we are actually really proud that the latest award that we got is less than a month old. And we were awarded in London at the Emerging Destination Award for the best campaign of Central and Southeastern Europe. We were competing against a lot of inventive cities in their marketing campaigns that have much bigger budgets than we do. But what we did was, last year was the year of our greatest architect, Jože Plečnik, and we wanted to acknowledge that. But who would know, apart from obviously us, who the greatest Slovenian architect is? So we needed to think of different innovative approaches, how to tell foreigners who Jože Plečnik is. We even recreated some of his interiors, but also exteriors, and we were traveling along with these pieces around and recreated his space, because he's the one who made Ljubljana center as our living room. And that's why, I mean, we actually put all these pieces together and refurbished also the innovative tours around Ljubljana on the paths of Jože Plečnik. And all this together actually raised the amount of people who were booking, or raised rather bookings of the tours for 120% in only 1 year, and that's a rather concrete result. So we were awarded for that with the title "The Best Campaign of 2018," the best marketing campaign of 2018, with specific results. Sustainability in Ljubljana is not a project. It's not something that would be like modern, since we got this European Green Capital Award or title. It's actually the way of living. We are living in the capital city, but it's how we think, how we do. It's not how we work, you know. Actually, the title and all other awards, like the most sustainable top 100, among the most sustainable top 100 destinations in the world, Tourism for Tomorrow Award, a lot of awards are related to that, but are only the results of the way how we live and how we feel. That goes for business or for our private lives. So we are definitely aware of the fact that the most sustainable or the most desirable effect of this sustainability acts in next year or 5 years or 10 years from now will be to maintain the balance between local people and the visitors, to keep the local people happy, because we are having all the service every year, and 93% of locals are happy with the developments of tourism, and they can participate in that. That we maintain our drinking water, because we are a capital city, but we have drinking water for 400 years of the stack of it. But the most important thing is it's chemically untreated, you know, and that we are maintaining this healthy way of life, and that we keep actually loving our capital city, because we are so aware of the fact that if we citizens love our city, so will all of our visitors. And we really, really believe in this. In the sense of legacy, it's kind of, again, like sustainability, you need to have respect towards your past, so you will be successful in the future. That's why we are so keen on maintaining these CSR projects that we have with our either NGOs or other organizations, and that our international participants and friends are helping us build. Like in the frame of ICCA AMP, we went to the Draga Center, which is a training center for mentally and physically challenged people, whether they're children or adults. But what we do for them is we build them the beehive. Yesterday we were planting the honey garden. But it's more what you get back from them, you know, because they're such a always so grateful and in such a great mood that that helps you have your values straight. So in terms of legacy, it's not only maintaining the your culture, showing your local traditions, definitely nurturing your local gastronomy, not having the plastic bottles on the tables, but putting the glass bottles with the tap water, but also these CSR projects that help actually to keep everyone's values on the spot. They're definitely the ones who are bringing us, who are bringing to this town the opinion makers, opinion leaders, that they get to know us, they get to know our values, and they communicate our values. But if I'm more concrete, for example, ICCA World or ICCA World would be definitely one of them, or WTTC Summit as well, World Tourism Travel Council would be one of them, or maybe even Roots Europe, not this one Europe, because again the balancing the Roots World would be too big for Ljubljana. So these are the types of events that we are dreaming big.